The NFL in 2023, where Jets fans are on their feet expecting a Super Bowl. Let's take a step back, New York, calm down, and understand what the true expectations for your season should be. Welcome to ICTV, I'm Devon Jarvis, and with the big addition of Aaron Rodgers in the offseason, expectations for Gang Green are high. Sure, he's an upgrade from Zach Wilson, but having come off the worst season of his entire career doesn't bode well for your franchise savior. Whether you get bad weapons or not, using what we've learned in the past, quarterback declines are like cliffs, and Rodgers may be staring at the bottom of his pit right now. Some other factors he can't control are his coaching and offensive line. Don't be surprised to see those excuses for Jets fans come February. So New York, take a seat on the couch, turn on that DVR, and play your Super Bowl III highlights, because Mr. Discount Double Check may need some extra insurance for the way things go this year.
And welcome into WWPT 90.3 FM. And we are here at Paul Lane Field for, I just said it before, but one of the most anticipated lacrosse matchups of the entire year. This is going to be an exciting day. I'm joined alongside Mason Siskind for this one. He's going to be my color commentator. I'll be on your play-by-play in just about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. We'll get this matchup underway. But before we do that, let's preview it for you, Mason. And we kick it off right now. Staples, known for their Fogo play last year, they lost Henry Dodge in the matchup. And they're going to win this one to start. Mikey Nealon recovers after Jay Anastasia wins the faceoff. Now cutting toward the near side. He gets checked real quick. Spin move, though, inside to Burmeister. Burmeister might have a lane here if he wants to make a cut toward the goal. He does. Back to his left, going inside. He's being blocked off, and what a shot behind the back, Ben Burmeister with the one bounce goal. And just like that, 2 minutes into the game, 9:03 on the clock in the first quarter. The Wreckers are up 1-0. Goal. McCourty now, the junior committed to Notre Dame. On that man defense is Nealon. He's at the top of the box here. Can't find anything. A pass behind the goal now to Rupenstein. Now back out, and a quick shot from McBride to find the open space. Darien tying this one up with 7:07 to go in the first quarter. A good shot and a good play by them. Close for the Wreckers is Murillo. He's that defensive midi. Now Picorni making his move toward the goal. And a great shot finds the inside post. I mean, wow. He was unstoppable there. Just an overhead shot and nothing in his way. He steps out for a moment here. It's Picorni. Picorni outside the box on the near side, pushing toward the goal, finding the near post, and a goal there. Another one. Picorni now right behind the net. He's in the end zone of the Staples Wreckers. He's going to move to his left, almost a pick play. Schaefer checks him real quick. Now back again. Close on the defense, and a back shot blind. Picorni once again finding the back of the net, and that's his third, make it a hat trick for him. Now back up top to Picorni. Bartnett again. Picorni. And a quick shot here. A fine goal from Rupenstein, getting the top left corner of the net. And they just kind of passed it back and forth until they had the open shot. And Rupenstein, who made the cut, gets that one to go. Advance them to a 5-1 lead. The Wave are up. And Darien just moving it around. They have Barnett behind the goal. He's going to move to his near side right. A pass inside of Picorni, and a quick shot there, the outside, and that's another one for Picorni. Make it 4 for him, and Darien up 6-1.
And what I'm seeing from this Darien offense, something that the Staples Wreckers could take advantage of, is when they're not at that 20-yard spot on the left side, they don't get great goal shots.
McGuckin going to pass underneath to Picorni, and I've never seen a shot like that behind the back. SC top 10 might be on this one, and another goal for Picorni. Wow!
And Carter Hagan has done an amazing job of stopping these good Staples shots from going in. That was an amazing shot on goal right there, very close, and Carter Hagan makes a great reaction right there.
And a pass down low for Barnett across the field. He gets it and scores immediately. So the Wreckers down 8-1 with 4 minutes on the clock. Udell still has it now on the far side. He's in front of the goal. Cutting into the inside, maybe looking for a pass. A shot there, goal! And the Wreckers just what they needed.
And a flag on the play, Jarvis right there. Just got tossed. Great play by Adam Udell. He finds that little opening right there. Darien challenges him to go left, and he does exactly that. Great goal right there by Adam Udell.
Burmeister up top. Now to the left, it's Udell. Underneath to Clark. Clark on that left side moving out. Back underneath. A rip shot here from Eigen, and that's one again. Eigen, the attack, gets it to go, and the Wreckers are down 3-8, but just 2 minutes ago it was 1-8 behind the net. He's going to wait for the last shot, make sure it's with the Wreckers.
And 3 goals for the Wreckers, 3 different players. That's what you want to see. You want to see multiple guys get hot and get into that rhythm.
Rothenberg has it still behind the net on the left side. Cutting back toward the near side, moving to his left. A pass underneath to Burmeister, a shot and goal! Burmeister to put it in the top right corner of the net. Gets past Hagen, and your score is 4-8. The Wreckers are climbing back into this game. And Pryor once again, Pryor pushing down, gives McBride a shove. Behind the net is Iannone. Iannone wrapping around, might rip a shot here. No, holding it. Right on that goal line. Trying to work his way to the goal. Pass underneath to Eigen. And that one, Cam Pryor, and that one gets it to go.
We saw another conversion there on the face-off by Jay Anastasi. They're going to need more of those today.
And there it is. Clark comes around and scores for the Wreckers. And 2 goals in 1 minute for the Wreckers. They're back in this game. 6-9 is the score. And the Wreckers keep pushing it forward.
And Udell, this game, they've been amazing at controlling the ball and keeping it Staples possession, and that's what you need when you're down in a lacrosse game.
Udell has it here. He's going to cut inside, try and maybe find an angle there. Nothing available. Behind the net, Clark. Clark moving to the near side, wrapping around the shot. Good! And there it is from Clark again. There's not, for no reason, that what Tyler Clark is going for West Point. So make it shown. That's 2 goals from him. And the Wreckers have cut it from 7 to 2 goals. They're back in this game without a doubt. Burmeister going to try and cut into the lane here. Back out for a second. Now he has space. Makes the fake move. This shot, good! The Wreckers are within 1. Burmeister with the hat trick completed. And what a fake dodge there. I mean, he started moving to his right, faked out his defender. It opened up that lane, and it's just a picture-perfect isolation play from Burmeister. Notre Dame, you have a good one coming. Lancaster's going to move inside here. Maybe an opportunity for a shot. No. He brings it outside, a cut underneath, a save, no good, and a great shot by the Wave. McGuckin brings it to 2. Now the Wave are in double digits.
I think that shot was just a little bit too quick for Kozakowski, but if you're the Staples Wreckers, you must be feeling a little bit suffocated right now, but you have to keep your heads up. It is only a 2-goal game. It was a 5-goal, 6-goal game in the first quarter of this game, so they just need to keep their heads up.
Anastasi moving fast. A quick shot from Clark. It's good. You thought that goal would bring it to 2. Let's bring it back to 1. Clark with his third, 2 hat tricks for the Wreckers. And oh my goodness, as Vern Lundquist would say, the Wreckers are right there.
On trying to get that momentum back, but these shots aren't the quality shots they've been seeing for the rest of the game in that first half. So I think they really need to slow it down and try and find that ball in the 20-yard line and get a good shot from where they've been so successful so far.
Rubenstein, a great pass to Picorni underneath, and a shot goal there. Picorni tallying up his 6th of the night. Give him a double hat trick. The Wreckers are now down by 2. And they need a strong play by Jay Anastasi here to force this offensive possession into goal.
Jay Anastasi needs to make this face-off, needs to convert on this face-off, and give Staples some offense, because when he converts on his face-offs, they have great offense.
Anastasi wins it. And now going fast is Nealon. Nealon with a fast break here. He might take a shot. That he does. It goes in. Nealon, his 4th goal of the season. And just like that, the Wreckers love to score just moments after Darien. And they do it again here. Notre Dame is loving this matchup right now because the 2 shining stars are Ben Burmeister and Brady Picorni. And a quick shot there. It's tied. He's back. Gavin Rothenberg immediately gets the pass, rips the shot, and it's a tie game. Amidst our talking, the score is 11-11, and the man who just scored that shot is your number 11, Gavin Rothenberg. He finds the top left corner of the net. The Wreckers are tied up!
Gavin Rothenberg has been covered perfectly all game by the Blue Wave, but he gets the ball in an amazing spot, and he just whips it. He does not think twice about shooting that ball. He gets it right into the goal right there. It's all tied up.
Anastasi fighting for it, wins it! The Wreckers with a chance to take the lead since the 9th minute in the first quarter. Udell going down, moving to his right, a pass inside to Rothenberg, he gets it! The Wreckers are winning! The Wreckers are winning! The Mikey Nealon assist finds Rothenberg underneath and back-to-back goals!
And Rothenberg again firing for his second goal of the game, his second goal in 30 seconds of the shot clock. What an amazing play. Jay Anastasi with a very easy, quick face-off win. He gets the ball up court. Mikey Nealon finds Gavin Rothenberg into the middle of the field, and he gets the goal. And coaching can only do so much. He can only tell his players so much. It's up to these Darien players, and especially the Darien defense, to step up right now.
And a quick shot there. Tyler Clark with an open net just shoots it. The Wreckers up 2, and your score is 13-11.
And from the 50-yard line, Tyler Clark blindsides everybody on the Darien defense, and everybody around this field right now. The goalie was out of the goal. He took advantage of it. Completely blindsided me, Jarvis. I don't know about you.
I did not see that coming.
And now it is 13-11 Staples.
37 seconds left. A miracle would have to occur for this to be an overtime matchup. Clark with his 4th of the game. Anastasi fighting for it. He wins it. The Wreckers have the ball. Udell going down. They're up by 2, 30 seconds to go. Fans getting on their feet. Udell behind the net. Keeping it coming.
Udell is so fast with the ball and so fast in general.
15 seconds now. They're just passing it around. Rothenberg has it. Now to Clark. Clark just bringing it out. And he throws it up in the air for a win of the season. The Wreckers are 5-0. Just like that, they've done it.
The Wreckers pull off the comeback of a lifetime here at the Wrecker Field. This must feel amazing for this squad. They lost 3 All-Americans last year, and they beat this Darien team that's number 11 in the country, and the same Darien team that beat the number 1 team in the nation, Brunswick. They keep their undefeated season alive. What an amazing game.
Come get it done. Yeah.
Welcome into WWPT 90.3 FM. My name is Devon Jarvis.
And I'm Jason Lessing.
Today we're going to be going over the first round of the NFL draft that happened just last night. Today is Friday, April 29th, and it's 60 degrees and overcast right now. I'm excited to go over these draft picks because we get to see where all of these young rookies are going to land and what teams they're going to be spending the next couple of years with. Jason, what was the biggest surprise for you in this draft?
Devin, I think the biggest surprise for me was the entire top 10. I mean, if you looked at them and you made a mock draft months ago, you would have told me that Aiden Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau, Kyle Hamilton, those were going to be the top 3 guys. But now we see the Jacksonville Jaguars take Trevon Walker, and we saw Derek Stingley ended up getting taken at 3. I mean, this whole top 10 was unpredictable, and I love the way it turned out. I'm so ready to get into it today.
Absolutely, and what a way to start off. Trevon Walker going to the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 1. You know, this pick was not the most surprising because he was the betting favorite to go number 1 overall going into the draft. I just don't think he was the right pick.
He wasn't. I mean, if you look at other guys like Kayvon Thibodeau, they offer more. Even Aiden Hutchinson, I like him more as a prospect. So even though, Trevon Walker is a great athlete, he did fantastic at the combine, he's just not the best guy you want to take at a number 1 overall pick.
Absolutely. And the only reason he really is in that spot at number 1 was because of his fantastic combine performance. When you look at his production in his junior year, he really wasn't all that. But it's the boom or bust that the Jacksonville Jaguars are hoping for here, and it really could end up paying off in the future. At number 2 overall, the Detroit Lions, probably with the best fit in the draft, got Aiden Hutchinson.
Hometown hero Hutchinson, this is the kind of guy that every franchise dreams of having. A kid who grew up in Michigan, he went to Michigan College, had a fantastic season competing for Heisman all the way until the end. This is the kind of guy every team talks about having, and Hutchinson is perfect for this defense. We were talking about it the other day off the air, but this Detroit Lions team is really turning things around, Devin. Their offense really has all the pieces it needs. Of course, it needs to work on its quarterback, but every other piece, it's really connecting. So working on the defensive side, something that they really struggled in last year, Hutchinson is perfect.
Absolutely. And Jared Goff will be replaced sooner or later in the coming drafts. But, yeah, I mean, you have DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams at running back. You have 3 great wide receivers in Jameson Williams now, DJ Chark, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, who we already had, as well as TJ Hawkinson and a great offensive line there. I'm really excited to see what the Detroit Lions are going to do in the future. At number 3 overall, Derek Stingley to the Houston Texans.
Stingley was, I think, the most surprising pick in the draft. I don't think he was a quarterback one, and we still saw him taken as the first cornerback in the draft. He didn't really have the production that you'd expect one of those high-end corners to go in his most recent college season, especially when a guy like Sauce Gardner was on the board. But he does address what this defense needs, a big playmaker, a guy who can really go get the ball and be a lockdown corner when they need it. I think he really fits into Coach Lovie Smith's defense, and I think he's going to really help this Texans team.
Absolutely. I mean, and we saw his production in his freshman season in 2019, where they ended up winning the national championship, and he was the best cornerback in college football. But in the last 2 years, between injuries and inconsistency, he really has not been all that. Those are the big concerns for me, but I still think he's a great talent. As you talked about, number 4, Sauce Gardner going to the Jets. Great pick here. I think Sauce Gardner is my cornerback 1 in this draft, and I mean, not letting up a single touchdown in your entire college career, that is impressive no matter where you are. It doesn't matter that they're playing against these non-Power 5 teams. Sauce Gardner is that guy.
That stat cannot be overemphasized, Devin. 0 touchdowns. It doesn't matter what level of football you're playing at, if it's middle school, high school, college, or the NFL. If you let up 0 touchdowns in even a season, rather 3, Sauce Gardner deserves to go number 1 for cornerback, and I'm so thankful as a Jet fan that Sauce Gardner landed with this team.
Absolutely. And the Jets were one of those teams that had a really, really great first round. We'll get to one of their other picks later. But another team with a great first round, the New York Giants. Both New York teams had great drafts here. Kayvon Thibodeau falling to the Giants here. And wow, what a great pick. I mean, we talked about this earlier. I think Kayvon is both of our edge number 1s, and it could not have been more perfect for the Giants.
Kayvon Thibodeau should have gotten number 1 overall. Like, he should have. He's a better player than Trayvon Walker. I think he honestly has more potential. He's more athletically gifted. I like him more in almost every single aspect, Evan. And the Giants ended up getting him all the way at 5. This team had the most fortunate luck of any team in the draft, and early on they got very lucky that a guy like Kayvon Thibodeau is going to their defense and is going to change their franchise.
You're absolutely right. And they played it out perfectly because they have now a lineman that they can get later in their picks at number 7, which they ended up doing. And Kayvon Thibodeau here is the perfect pick. Speaking of linemen, the Panthers selected Ikemekwanu here at pick number 6. And you can't go wrong with any of the 3 linemen that were in the first round here. The big 3 being Charles Cross, Ikemekwanu, and Evan Neal. I mean, you have the pass protector in Charles Cross, the run protector, in Ikemekwanu, and kind of the Goldilocks between those 2 in Evan Neal. And Ikemekwanu or Evan Neal, I think would be the right pick.
Ikwanu is a fantastic offensive lineman. There were, like you mentioned, there were 3 guys everyone was looking for in the first round early on. And you could not go wrong in any sort of way, especially when the Carolina Panthers really need help on the offensive line and they're stuck at the quarterback position, even though there isn't that much quarterback talent in this draft. So I think taking this route, taking an offensive lineman to work and build it for the future, help Christian McCaffrey, maybe can make this team win this year, even though we know they're in the rebuilding process and they're still a few years away from really competing.
Absolutely. And next up, we have the New York Giants with Evan Neal. This is our first trade pick in the draft where the Giants got traded this pick last year when the Bears traded up for Justin Fields. And Evan Neal, I mean, 2 A-plus picks for the Giants so far. I think almost you could argue the 2 best players in the draft. I mean, these are, I think, both of the best at their respective positions, and just phenomenal by the Giants here.
Neal's combination of size, athleticism, quickness is exceptional and is going to be truly helpful in helping Daniel Jones hopefully develop and Saquon Barkley getting back to his prime. This was the best pick on the board. It's the only way to describe it. The Giants needed help on the offensive line. Daniel Jones has struggled tremendously with the football and not creating turnovers. So getting a guy like Evan Neal, who was definitely the best offensive lineman and offensive tackle left on the board, was a necessity for this Giants team.
100%. And like you said, the best pick on the board for them. Now we have the Falcons coming up. They picked the first wide receiver in this draft. And Jason, how'd you like this pick?
I really didn't. I think there were other wide receivers left on the board who were better for this Falcons team. And I think knowing that they lost Calvin Ridley this year due to his suspension, Julio Jones is long gone, Russell Gage is gone. I think they know they needed to address the wide receiver position. I just think they missed.
Who would you rather have?
I would rather have who the Jets got, Garrett Wilson. I think he's an A-plus receiver in this draft, and I think he's going to have a great chance at being a dynamic receiver in the future of the league. And I just don't see that from Drake London.
Yeah. I mean, Drake London, a lot of people get reminded of him by Mike Evans. And he has that side, he has that size, that speed. And I really think that Drake London could be a good wide receiver. I don't know about his quarterback situation, though. I feel like that's a big question mark. But we'll see. And at number 9, the Seattle Seahawks get Charles Cross.
Charles Cross, like we mentioned early on, there were 3 offensive tackle that could be taken in this draft in the first round and that teams are going to be looking for. And Charles Cross is probably the worst of the 3, but that does not mean he's a bad offensive lineman. He's a fantastic offensive lineman, which is what the Seattle Seahawks truly needed. I'm giving this an A rating. I think this was great for the team. And even though they have Drew Lock and it does not look to be a promising season, this is the start of a team that really needs offensive line help.
100%. And they finally decide to get offensive linemen after they lose Russell Wilson. Pretty ironic, but they got this pick from Denver in the Russell Wilson trade, and Charles Cross falling to Seattle Seahawks is a perfect pick because, I mean, if they didn't get Charles Cross here, let's say Atlanta Falcons picked Charles Cross, there is nobody for them on the board. Nobody. I mean, you can argue a quarterback, but this quarterback is not that strong. This quarterback class is not that strong. I mean, we saw only one quarterback go in the entire first round, the entire thing. So I think Charles Cross here is a fantastic pick. And our final pick that we're going to go over here, the 10th pick overall, the New York Jets select Garrett Wilson.
That was definitely the best player left on the board for this New York Jets team that needed help desperately at the wide receiver position. We know what this team has. They've struggled for decades upon decades, only having one Super Bowl way back when in Super Bowl III, and they're trying to change that right now with quarterback Zach Wilson. He's moving into his second year after having, honestly, a struggling season his first year. He picked it up at the end, but he struggled mightily in the beginning of the year, throwing interception after interception. And this team needs wide receiver help. So taking a guy like Garrett Wilson, who was one of the most dynamic players in college football all last year at Ohio State, this is what this team needed alongside Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson. I think this team is really going to have a chance to compete. And boy, I'm excited.
I know you are because you're a Jets fan, but I think Garrett Wilson is a fantastic player. He plays so much bigger than his size actually is. I mean, he can catch practically anything that's thrown at him. His catch radius is insane. He's quick. He's a great route runner. And he, I think, is the best wide receiver going into this draft. A perfect play by the Jets here. And I can't wait to see what they're going to be doing with this young core in the future to come. Zach Wilson might be a little bit of a question mark, but he still has that opportunity to develop and blossom into a good quarterback. I want to thank you all for listening today. You've been listening to WWPT 90.3 FM. I'm Devon Jarvis.
And I'm Jason Lessing.